Hey everybody, Dr. Nick here on Feel Good Friday, here with Stanley Claus. Today we're talking about the Romanian deadlift and why I don't like focusing on how far the bar or the weight descends downward. So many times when people are coaching the Romanian deadlift, they'll use different landmarks that the bar reaches on, say, the legs. They'll say descend into the deadlift until the bar is at knee height or at shin height, or descend down until the bar touches the ground and then come back up. And while it may seem like that's a good way to make sure we're getting full range of motion during the exercise, it can actually be harmful because everyone is different and not everyone's deadlift is going to end at the same point. Let's take a look at the anatomy. So the Romanian deadlift works many muscles, specifically of the posterior chain. When it comes to how far you should descend into the deadlift, we're going to focus on hamstrings. We all know at this point that a proper hip hinge keeps you in a neutral spine, so your back isn't rounding and it's not arching. As you descend into your deadlift, what you're doing is you are stretching your hamstrings. You're putting your hamstrings on stretch. The hamstrings have two attachments, up on the pelvis and down below the knee. What the pelvis and the knee are doing are going to greatly affect hamstring function. So if I have a band going from my hips down below my knee and I bend forward, you can see that they're getting stretched. Now, depending on my individual anatomy, I'm only going to be able to descend like this, keeping a neutral spine so far, until the only way to get more range of motion is to compensate at the lower back or the knees, because those are the two attachments of the hamstrings. So as I descend into my deadlift with a neutral spine, that's about all that I have. I'm feeling a stretch in my hamstrings right now. If I bend my knees, I can descend more, or if I round my lower back, I can descend more. You want to avoid those compensations when performing a Romanian deadlift. You want to keep that neutral spine, keep your legs nice and tight, and descend until you feel that pull on your hamstrings while maintaining that neutral spine. That's why sometimes telling someone that full range of motion is when the bar touches the floor or when the bar reaches your mid-shin or your knee. That could be troublesome because someone may not be able to get that low in their deadlift without compensating. So this is what my Romanian deadlift looks like. You can see that as I descend into my deadlift, I maintain a neutral spine, and you can really see that right here. I have that natural curve in my lower back, and if I were to descend any lower, I would be compensating and I would lose that neutral spine. As we descend into the deadlift, we should keep our armpits squeezed and keep those lats engaged. So we're kind of screwing back our arms and squeezing our armpits together. And if we're too focused on making sure that the bar reaches the floor or reaches a certain point on our legs, we may be more likely to lose this locked in position and let the bar travel down further by letting our arms and our lats disengage. So the neutral spine may be maintained, but we're getting that extra compensation by sacrificing that built up tension and tightness in the lats. I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.